Hello, everybody. I'm Mel Dore, the Aloha Shirt Psychic. I just did a show with Arthur, Ease Your Mind, so go give him a thumbs up. And everybody can see this right now, but only the members can ask questions. So this is for the members. I did change shirts. So I just want to talk a little bit about this. Aiden is behind the scenes, kind of starring everything and pulling the strings for me. Aiden does a great job. Infomercial. We've got, I think, 8 or 9 openings left for our event in Chicago at the end of September. If you're interested, please call my office, 847-590-5411. I've got openings on my Italian French Riviera cruise in May, trip to Peru in September, and also trip to Iceland in October. I haven't gotten the information on Iceland yet, but I'll get it to you as quickly as I can. Anyway, I want to talk about the word aloha. So the word alo in Hawaiian means the center of all creation. Ha means breath. So when I say aloha, I'm sharing with you the breath, my breath from the center of all creation. Aloha means hello, goodbye, and love. The lei, when somebody, you always wear it with this on the side, the tie on the side, not in the back. So the lei is it's a symbol of love, friendship, celebration, honor, and greeting. It's also a symbol of love, a symbol of aloha. So I come to you tonight sharing the spirit of aloha. I give you my aloha, my breath from the center of all creation. And I do that by wearing this lovely lei that my friend Jade Ali Batad gave to me when I was visiting the island of Kauai. And I think that with everything that's going on in this country politically and all the upheaval and all the nastiness, I think right now we should all just take a moment and spread aloha. Spread love and acceptance and understanding and caring. You don't have to lose your voice in the process. We must speak up against injustice. We must speak up against bigotry and racism. But we can do so and still keep our integrity and do it with aloha. So there you go. There's a Hawaiian word called mana. Mana means power or energy. And it's okay for us to share our mana with someone or something. We do not allow anything to rob us of it. If we do, that is kapu. Kapu means forbidden under penalty of death. Not a physical death, but that emptiness we feel. I see a new member here, Susan Lark. Hey, Susan, thank you for joining. I see Becky Gilberto. Okay, hi, Alice. As I was saying, back to aloha. So kapu means forbidden under penalty of death, not a physical death, but that drain we feel. So I think as a nation, we need to become pono, P-O-N-O, pono. Pono means self-righteous, not in a religious sense, but what's right for us according to our inner being. And what makes us pono? What makes us pono is, in my opinion, nurturing the land, walking with the land, not on it, honoring all things on the earth, not getting hung up into hatred, bigotry, or racism. And I think with what's going on in this country, especially in recent days, it's making people afraid. And if we stay in that state of fear, it robs us of our mana. Take your power back. How do you do that? Speak up. Let people hear your voice. Say that we will not tolerate racism, bigotry, and hatred, that we will not tolerate anybody, I don't care who it is, taking away our rights. Take action. Vote. Take action. Speak up. And even though somebody might have a different opinion, it's still we have to surround them with aloha, because if we don't, it robs us of ours. So I think maybe a little bit of positivity, and with what's been going on recently, I think we need that. So I come to you tonight in aloha. All right. Thanks, Jolynn. She said, "Give everybody a thumbs up," and thank you. When I get to 24,000 subscribers, as usual, I'll give away 3 free readings, and an hour reading to one of my members. And thank you for your loving support. Okay, so let's start with your questions. Heather says, "Hi, Mel. I'm getting pretty depressed about the mess in the world and my country. Where will be in a year? Thanks." Well, it's like my friend Beverly Kirby. She's a wonderful medium and a dear, dear friend. She's been saying for a long time, buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride. And just because it appears that, the MAGAs might and Trump might win a few battles, doesn't mean they'll win the war. And I default back to when I was at the Lincoln tomb in Springfield. And I was worried about the country, just like you are, Heather, just like many of us. And I said, okay, give me a message. And I'm sure it was the spirit of Lincoln. It came through and it said, "Our union shall prevail, justice shall prevail, and our democracy will prevail. It will last." And that gave me a lot of hope. And that's the message I'm going to give to you. Justice shall be done. Our union will prevail, and our democracy will live on. It's going through some rough times right now. And let all this remind us of how precious our democracy really is and how easy it can be to lose it. We all need to speak up about the corruption going on. The whole thing about SCOTUS and how they've been influenced and for entertainment purposes, only getting dark money for certain agendas to go through. We have to honor our rights. We have to speak up and take action to make sure those rights are protected. And I keep saying this, when I had cancer last summer, I was paralyzed by fear. And if I said I wasn't, that wouldn't be true. But I asked my guides, I asked Spirit, how do I get through this? And the answer came back: don't let the fear stand in front of you and hold you back. Let it get behind you and push you forward. Let that fear cause you to take action. So, Heather, it's up to you and all of us to make sure that our democracy prevails, that our voices are heard. I think we'll be in a much better place in a year without all this anarchy and confusion that certain politicians want. Ever notice that when the MAGAs took over the House, how chaotic it got, how crazy it got, how anarchy ensued? When the Democrats had the House, things went smoothly. I mean, there are a few hiccups, but I do see people once again reaching across the aisle and working with each other. And I'm certainly not being kumbaya or a Pollyanna. I mean, we've got some hard times ahead of us, but we will weather those hard times. So, all right. Thank you, Heather, for asking that. Okay. Lisa Bachich, I think. I'm a single mom who battled a smaller version of 45 minus the affairs. You poor thing. 4 kids, 1 disabled. I'm exhausted. How do I get out of this funk? Well, you battled a smaller version of 45. And I assume by the way that you've worded your question that you have gotten out of that abusive relationship and you're getting your power back. And just remember that you told your that something spurred you to take a step forward and getting out of the abusive relationship. And if you can do that, you can do anything. I understand being exhausted, and I certainly understand the funk, but I see that lifting. And just remind yourself that you are taking your power back. And I know with a disabled child that can be very difficult, but I see things lightening up for you. I really do. Okay. Ness, Lisa, grounding helps me in taking time out. Bath, soak, hiking. Yes, I totally agree with that. What I do is I visualize a certain color light, whatever color finds me, because the colors mean something. I would think, Lisa, to think about green, a bright green, because for me, green is healing. Visualize it around your feet, pull it up through your knees to your waist, and breathe deeply as you do to the navel, solar plexus, heart. Then visualize the light coming through your hands, elbows, shoulders, have it meet at the heart, bring it to the throat chakra, the third eye, crown. Breathe deeply. That's how I choose to breathe. It's so calming. Ask that energy to be purified and bring it back down through the crown, third eye, throat, heart. Visualize some of it going out through the shoulders, through the elbows, to the hands. Come back to the heart. Bring it to the solar plexus, navel, root base chakra, knees, feet, and ground it. You can try that. And try that while you're taking a nice hot bath or walking with nature. That'll help you to replenish. So whoever made that comment, great way for anybody to recharge their battery. Okay. Yes, Susan Lark, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Yay. Okay, Jamie Johnson became a YouTube member. I love the wolf. Or is that a dog? Thank you. I don't know. I haven't heard about Representative Jasmine Crockett, so I don't know if I can offer an opinion on it right now. But what I will do is make a note of it, and I will look it up, and then I can tell you. Let me just, or maybe I can do it right now. Hold on, give me 1 second. Jasmine Crockett. Okay. Okay, she's in Texas. So let me just check and see here. Well, let's see. She's the U.S. representative from Texas 30th Congressional District. I see her staying in the House, but also at some point. She's the one that said bleach blonde, bad built, butch body to Marjorie Taylor Greene. I love it. I see her even holding a higher political office in the future. I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett. You know, I can even see her thinking about at some point, well, being appointed to a high level position by a president. So she's going to go up the political ladder very quickly, and she'll hold her position in the House. So that's how I see it. Okay. You know, people are worried about Trump escaping to the Middle East. I don't even know if a country there would have him. Trump, he might have that as an option, but right now he's thinking he's above the law, and he's thinking that nothing can touch him. That's where he's making a huge mistake, because justice will be done, and I see him having to pay the piper for a lot of the stuff he's pulled. So I just never saw him escaping to the Middle East. Um, so, you know, but my feeling is Melania and Barron certainly wouldn't go with him if that does happen. So I just don't see him leaving the country anytime soon. Gail OBrien says, my husband had surgery today. Do you see any problems in his recovery and going back to work soon? My feeling is, okay, so everybody, let's surround Gail's husband with lots of healing energy and lots of loving healing energy. I think he might run a slight temperature within a couple of days, but I think that's more post-operative trauma as opposed to any sort of post-op infection. And I am feeling that he's going to recover quite well. So anyway, let's send him lots of energy. Okay. I don't see a name on this one, but will we ever see a decrease of lost or neglected cats and dogs? There are so many strays out there and shelters are filling up. Well, I'm thinking about starting a lobby here in Illinois to put an end to kill shelters, because I think it's a crime to murder innocent animals because they were born. We train therapy dogs. We train therapy dogs on Sundays at my office. And we like to take them out to nursing homes and schools and hospitals and things like that. So I do think with mandatory spaying and neutering, that'll help a lot. And I also see crackdowns coming in a lot of states and counties and cities for people that are abusive to animals, like puppy mills and things like that. So I do see a decrease, yes, in loss and neglected cats and dogs. I do. Hi, Kathy. Auntie Mel, I'm sorry, I just saw a chuckle with this. Do you see 45 selling indictment collectible cards to raise money for his terrible campaign? Well, let's see. The Bibles didn't work with the fake leather binding. The gold gym shoes didn't work. He'll probably be selling pieces of his ear. Bad joke. He'll try some goofy way to raise money, but it's not going to raise much. So, I do see, actually, Kathy, you're probably right on the money, that him coming up with some cockamamie scheme that he's a victim of a witch hunt and blah 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 to raise money. But he'll always try to find ways to take somebody's nickel. How's that? I love the question. I'm laughing because I find humor in it. Okay, I don't know if it's Lark Susan or Susan Lark, but anyway, any hits about my future partner? I'm starting to dream about him. Okay, well, if you're starting to dream about him, it doesn't mean it's going to be tomorrow at 2:30, but I see the number 13, and timing is very, very difficult for us to tell, but it could be like 13 days, 13 weeks, 13 months. It's not 13 years. And that's when I see you getting a partner. And it'll be long-term and lasting, by the way. So good. What really happened to Amelia Earhart? Did her plane really crash where they suspected it did? I just saw something on YouTube where they found a plane that they think is her plane. And I do think it went down in the water. So, people say, oh, she survived it and blah, blah, blah. I think that she was knocked unconscious in that crash and that she drowned. So I don't think that she was running around on some island somewhere. I feel that she drowned in the process. But I give her credit. She was quite the explorer and quite the adventurer. So I do think they'll find her plane and they'll know it's hers, and they'll find some sort of remnants in there to give credence to what my guides have just told me, that actually she was knocked unconscious and perhaps and probably drowned in the crash. So that's what I see. Okay. Aiden is putting up these questions. Thank you so much, Aiden. I appreciate all the work he does. Aiden is excellent. And he's going to be in our Chicago event. He's going to be filming it for the members. And then what he's going to be doing is he's going to edit it, and then we'll put it on our channels for our members to see. So if you can't afford to attend or can't attend for some reason, you can catch maybe the best parts of the retreat after the fact when we put it on our channels. So Aiden did the promo film for video for the event, and he does just a wonderful job. He's a very smart and nice young man, and very psychic as well. And he has a YouTube channel. So I've got to do a collab with Aiden. We always say we're going to do it, and we don't, but we will. Okay. What will the effect of Elon Musk donating $45 million a month to Trump? Well, we know that Elon Musk is donating that money because he wants to have Trump in his hip pocket. You know, can elections be bought? Absolutely. But I see Elon Musk losing a great deal of popularity. He's not going to go broke, but I see his empire at some point falling down around him. And he's going to take some huge, huge financial hits. And at some point, I see him investigated by the DOJ. Don't ask me for what, but I do. And I just talked about this with the show I just did on my channel with Arthur, with Psychic Arthur, that all that space tourism that he's doing. And I'm a science geek, but I just wonder how safe they're being with it. And I'm not saying he's not being safe for entertainment purposes only. So I don't know if it's one of his space vehicles or another one, but I'm seeing an explosion. I'm seeing a catastrophe, almost like that Deepwater submersible that imploded. I'm seeing something like that with some of these private for hire spaceships. And I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think so. And it's coming soon, and huge lawsuits about that. I'm not saying it's one of Elon Musk's vehicles, but I'm just saying they need to be careful. And I see legislation coming to ensure the safety of space travel. So there we go. I see Lisa Foster. Hi, Lisa. She says, welcome back. Hi, Lisa. I've missed you. Lisa's my Fairdale, Kentucky buddy. Okay. Allegedly, there was a leaked video of Trump appearing to ask RFK Jr. for an endorsement. Will RFK drop out of the race? If so, who will he endorse? Well, if he calls himself a Democrat and he endorses Trump, and he is more Trumpian, I do think he'll pull out of the race. I see that. And he is going to lean more toward the MAGAs and the conspiracy theories. I mean, I think the worm ate the rest of his brain. The Kennedy family is going to disown him. But I do see at some point a Kennedy and not RFK Jr. I mean, RFK's father's rolling over in his grave at the shenanigans of this RFK. But I do see another Kennedy at some point who's going to be a progressive Democrat running for office, presidential office, and will win. But it's certainly not RFK Jr. And my feeling is that that Kennedy that runs for president will serve 2 terms and will do wonderful things for the country. So we're going to see that coming quite soon. So yay. All right. Gil OBrien, I know you said the Dems will take the House and Senate. Will the Senate have enough to help against the filibuster? Well, that's a good question, Gail. I still see a filibuster. I do. Um, but I see the rules of it being changed, so it's not so restrictive. I'll bet you when the Dems have a majority in the House and Senate, some of the MAGAs are going to start screaming about how they want the filibuster changed, but they were the first to take advantage of it. So there'll be filibusters, but just not to the degree that they have been. And I see uh, House rules and Senate, I'm sorry, Senate rules, or House rules and Senate rules, so that these filibusters can't be uh, as radical. So um, she says, I know numbers are difficult, but where we can have change. So I see changes coming to the filibuster, absolutely, for the positive. I have no idea what Hatman is. I have no clue. This is the first I've ever heard of it. I'd like to comment on it, but I just don't know. Okay. I wanted just to come and do a really live and quick video this evening. And so we're going to start doing probably once a week or once every 2 weeks, Aloha articles, probably on Mondays. Monday evening. We're going to do it last night, but with all the storms and everything, it was just crazy. And so, but we'll be doing it every other Monday, and we'll announce it a couple days in advance, so everybody will have a chance to join in, and the members can ask questions. So, okay. So Ness says, next month I'll be looking for work. What types of roles do you see heading my way? I'm actually looking for a role that is like being an intuitive psychic for tech companies. Well, I don't know if tech companies hire people who say they're intuitive or psychic. It just depends on how you word it. But I would say that you're looking maybe for something for life coaching and being a training in life coaching. And my feeling is that would get you a job. But when you're looking in corporate America, I would suggest staying away from the words intuitive or psychic, because they're going to kind of think, what? So, what I've learned in all of these years, if I'm speaking to a group of people, I have to speak their language. And so if you make it too far out there, it kind of turns them away a bit. So, years ago, I remember doing talks, and rather than saying meditation, and now it's okay, it's standard, but I would say creative visualization, and it was the same thing. It was funny, many, many years ago, I spoke with a governor's conference on aging in Texas, in Houston. And I called it Journey to Your Inner Being, and I talked about intuition, but I just changed the words a bit. And it was funny, I did 4 different workshops on it. The first workshop, I think I had 30 people. The second workshop, I had 50 people. Third workshop, I had 90 people. Fourth workshop, they put me in a bigger room. And a lot of the other presenter was complaining because everybody was in my workshop. So if I can do that in Texas, I'm sure you can find a job. But I would just talk about really more like personal training and things like that. By personal training, I don't mean like physical. I'm talking about life coaching, personal life coach training, and strategies. And you can throw the word, intuition. You can say we can use this intuitive process to help people strategize more of an effective and efficient work environment. So that's how I would approach it. July 16th is the 25th anniversary of JFK Jr.'s death. Does he have any messages for us? Yeah, he's really not happy with the Kennedy that's running for president now. He's not happy at all. Wait, was it JFK Jr.'s death? And he is telling me that there will be a Kennedy at some point who is a progressive Democrat who will run for office and who will win. So, and he's also saying, everybody get out and vote. Don't lose your voice. But if you do get out and vote and speak up, then Trump will not win. But don't take for granted that Biden's going to win. Get out and vote. Okay. So call on him for strength. He'll give it to you. Okay. Ness says, one political question. Do you see Biden going full progressive to cinch the election, or do you see another strategy? I don't know if Biden's going to go like Bernie Sanders full progressive. I don't think so. I think Biden's going to do what Biden knows how to do, and that's to be president and to be a politician. You know, you have to remember that Biden has been a politician for years, and he was always good at reaching across the aisle. And that's what he knows. And, you know, I think he'll become a bit more progressive, absolutely. But he still wants to keep the moderate Democrats and some of the conservative Democrats. It's a hard role. It really is. It's a hard game to play. And I give him credit that he's doing well with it. You know, what I see coming is the Democrats, what I see coming is that the Democrats are going to start speaking up about Biden's accomplishments and talk about how Trump was convicted of 34 felony counts and some of the shenanigans Trump has pulled. That, I think, will really incite people to vote, and some of Biden's programs he's going to talk about are going to be incredible. So I see a shift in that energy. I do. Okay. Kathy Reagans, do you see my son purchasing my condo? My feeling is it'll be yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no, no. I don't know. I'm not sure, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I see him purchasing it. I do. Just check the plumbing a little bit or something in the condo. I see a little problem with plumbing, nothing major. So there you go. Becky Gilberto has a question about Rebecca Cook. Let me just look her up real quick. Give me a second. Rebecca Cook, right? Okay. Becky was in Africa with us, and she's a treat to have on a trip. So thank you, Becky. Okay, Rebecca Cook. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to find her here. Give me 1 minute. Rebecca Cook. Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I just looked her up and I see her picture and I'm concentrated on it. I do think at some point she'll run for Congress, and yes, I feel like she'll win. So I wasn't familiar with her, Becky. I'm sorry, so I had to look it up, but I just did. And so, yes, the answer to that is yes, she'll run, and yes, she'll win. Jolyn says, do I still see a loving man coming into your life? That has not changed. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And I certainly don't think it's going to be years down the road. So I do see a significant other coming into your life. The answer to that is yes. How long before Trump starts his rhetoric again? It's already started, Lisa. I mean, he's already started with after, Eileen Loose Cannon dismiss the case that, that the Democrats are the ones that have tried to create an insurrection. Everything he did, he's blaming on the Democrats now. He always does that. That the Democrats tried to have an insurrection, that the Democrats did this, that, that all the trials, the cases, all those charges is a Democratic conspiracy. And he talked about that one woman. He said, I'm probably misquoting, but he had never met her. He had never talked to her. He didn't know her. None of it was true. And in so doing, my feeling is he violated the gag order. And if he keeps up, Mershon's going to call him back into court and hold him in contempt again. So that's how I see it. So his mouth will be his undoing. Do you see the debate with Kamala and JD Vance happening? I see it happening, and she's going to chew him up and spit him out. She's not going to take a back seat to him. That is for sure. And she's going to project her voice, and she's going to make sure the lighting on this one is correct. And if they bring up anything about Biden having dementia, she is going to go ballistic in a good way. She can hold her on. She can hold her own. She really can. Okay, Kathy Reagan said, I had a water leak in my kitchen, which damaged the floor of my neighbor's ceiling. Big bummer going through homeowner insurance. Big bummer. Well, there's the plumbing problem. It looks like there might be another small one, but I do see your son at some point purchasing that condo. Okay. Lisa Foster, deep question. What's my life purpose? Feeling unfulfilled. I think our life purpose is to help other people and help animals. And Lisa, I see you getting more involved in animal rescue and getting more involved in animal rights and all of that stuff. So I do see in so doing, like talking about ending kill shelters. And Kentucky has a lot. They have a lot of kill shelters down there. And I see you speaking up against that. So my feeling is in the near future, you'll start to feel fulfilled a lot more. That's what I see. Okay. Ness says, if I were Kamala, I would trust my instincts on this last hurrah and not the polls. Well, you can't go by what the polls say. I mean, it's still too early in the game to go with what the polls say. So, Kamala she's working a lot behind the scenes, and she's letting Biden be front and center. And that's what a vice president should do. She's not trying to outshine the president. That's not her goal. She's withholding the roles as defined in the Constitution of the vice president. And my feeling is she's doing an excellent job with it. So anyway. There you go. Ness says, thank you, Mel and Aiden. Okay, do we have any other questions real quick? Here we go. Do you see, we've got a time for, wait, go back to that question, Aiden, please. Do I see the debate? Do you see the debate with Kamala and JD Vance happening? Oh, yeah. Okay, we've already answered that. I apologize for that. Any more questions real quick? Did we get them all? Okay. All right, this has been so much fun. As I said, we're going to do this on a regular basis for my members. At least I think 8 and 9, did we say like a couple times a month? We won't do it every Monday, but we'll do more and more for my members. And if you haven't joined my channel, please do. There's different tiers. There's a $4.99. I think there's $5.99, $9.99. So each tier, gets you more perks. And so I do give discounts to my members. And so I appreciate the support. And please subscribe, hit thumbs up, and also please join. In order to join, there's a join button when you go to my page, and just click that. And maybe I'm start sending out t-shirts or Mel door cups or something, some fun stuff. So I'm thinking about that, and I'm already thinking about a good place to get t-shirts. So I'm checking into it. All right. So this has been a pleasure. It's been so much fun. Oh, Denise says, real quick, she says, hi, Mel. Hi, all. Just joining. I have a new kitten who's being integrated into the household. Yay. And if it's a girl cat, you can call it Melvina. How's that? No, don't call it that, please. Okay. So thank you all. And I appreciate the support. And we'll do this again very soon. Here again, we'll post it a few days before, so you'll know beforehand. All right. Aloha, namaste, and stay well.